Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch the Twilight Zone Season 1, Episode 34. I'm glad to be there to watch one episode of the Twilight Zone. I just watched episode 16 of the Season 1. If you want to see my reactions and my thoughts about it, I'm gonna put the link into the eye, and I'm gonna put the link also for the playlist that I made for the Twilight Zone. And you're gonna find my reactions and my thoughts to multiple episodes of the Twilight Zone. A reminder about that project that I have on my reaction channel. I'm reacting to episodes of the Twilight Zone, but not to all of them, not into the chronological order. I selected on IMDb the 50 episodes, which had the best rates, and with that list, I'm selecting, sometimes episodes of the Twilight Zone, and I'm reacting to them. It's not something that I do regularly on my channel. It's really something that I do when I have the time for it, when I have a place on my schedule for it. And right now we're gonna finish soon The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, so I'm gonna have a place on my schedule. I had a lot of issues into my life that I told you about, my external hard disk, 3 external hard disk which collapsed at the same time. So really, the repairs, maybe not, maybe we're not gonna have your files back, but in fact yes, but not everything, but in fact everything, like it lasted for 1 week and a half, and clearly it was a lot of stress for me. So right now I don't feel like I can begin a new show, like really involve myself with a new show, and also I was like, okay, right time to continue with this project, The Twilight Zone, and to watch 2 new episodes of it. So 2 episodes from the season 1 that I just watched, the episode 16, and this one, the episode 34. I said it, I'm glad to be there for episodes of the Twilight Zone to continue this project, because I need to relax, and even if these episodes of the Twilight Zone can be really stressful and can really be also, a puzzle game and stuff like that, I love that a lot, and for me it's kind of relaxing. And it's episodes, one episode, one story with different characters. So for that it's relaxing for me, because I don't have time to involve myself, to involve my feelings, my emotions with characters. So for me, as an hypersensitive person, in fact, it's relaxing to do that and to just be with the story, to try to understand it, to play that puzzle game, to do stuff like that. It's relaxing for me. I can't explain it in another way. For this episode, the episode 34, it's named The After Hours. It was out on June of 1960. June of 1960. Each time I'm insisting about it, during this introduction for episodes of the Twilight Zone, what you're gonna see right now. It was out in 1960, so people who made it, who wrote it, who had these amazing ideas, sometimes really weird ideas and stuff like that, it was in 1960, or maybe even before that. It's really important because the Twilight Zone, we saw it, with the few episodes, like I think that it's 15 episodes, something like that I already reacted to about the Twilight Zone. We saw that a lot of them inspired, in fact, shows, movies that I appreciate, that you and you love, and maybe you thought that they were original ideas, that were based on original ideas, and in fact no. The Twilight Zone, one particular episode of the Twilight Zone was a reference of it, and it's so amazing to see it, to understand it, and again to think that something which was written in 1960 was already so amazing, that idea was already so great, and it was already so well written that years after it can inspire shows, movies which are using that idea and which are building something new maybe with it, but still everything was based on that. And for a show to inspire so many other things which are becoming popular shows, popular movies. It's great, I love it. So right now this one, I don't know if it inspired something or not. I will check that during the review, but during the episode I don't want to have spoilers about it, you know, and to be like, I can see why. No, I prefer to be like, maybe it inspired that movie, that show, and to have the confirmation or not during the review. I prefer to do stuff like that. And yes, let's go for it. Just the synopsis before maybe beginning. The synopsis, the opening narration, that's how they're seeing it. It's Miss Marsha White on the 9th floor specialties department who is looking for a gold symbol. Okay, so let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, if you want a longer reaction part for this episode, meaning also that I'm gonna let the scene without cutting into it like I'm forced to do for YouTube, and it's gonna be longer no matter what. And if you want also the full opacity, because again I'm forced to play with that for YouTube, if you want that advantage to have a better version of it, a longer version of it, and if you want also maybe to have that for all of the previous episodes of the Twilight Zone that I reacted to, you can subscribe right now on my Patreon. Only the level 2 it's enough, so meaning only €5, and you're gonna have access to that, and it's the best way to support me if you want, and if you can, it can be truly appreciated, truly useful, even more with all of the issues that I just had that I told you about. So yes, if you want, you have my Patreon. Let's go for this episode!
May I show you something? No. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
You're looking for what? Stars, you know, looking like that. It seems so weird. It seems so elegant, you know.
Going on now.
Why are they not taking it?
Would be the mezzanine, ma'am. What in particular were you looking for? Thimbles. That would be specialties, ma'am. The 9th floor.
They didn't see the elevator, you know, being opened. No one came with you. That's it. I'm already suspicious. There is no 9th floor.
9th floor. There must be some mistake. There's nothing here.
I would have said no one.
Miss Marsha White on the 9th floor. But there are even better odds that you'll find something else. Because this isn't just a department store.
Take the stairs. Like really? My first move would be to search for the stairs.
Was someone helping you?
Oh, you're so
Can I show you
elegant.
something? Oh, why yes.
So good looking, you know, and I'll wait.
A gift from my mother. A gold thimble. I think we have something you'd like.
How do you know?
This way, please.
Really? Just watching her, I want to stand like that.
How about this?
Just that.
It's 14 karat gold and quite distinctive looking, I think. Don't you?
How much?
Yes. Yes, I think this will do. You want a gift wrapped? Yes, please. No, on second thought, I'll wrap it myself. Miss, that's $22.80 plus tax.
She doesn't want to stay longer.
Oh, that's odd. What is Marsha? Well, you
She
haven't
knows your
mentioned
name.
this here at all, except the thimble.
That? She knows your name?
So empty.
She knew what you wanted?
You called me Marsha. How did you know my name? I've probably seen you around the store.
She was not advertising your
I've
name,
never
you know?
seen you. And all I want is one small item, a gold thimble. If I come up on a floor that hasn't a single thing about it, you
Just
may be more
accept
sophisticated
it
than I am, but
and-
it's like, go on. Please
leave.
come again. Anytime.
She gave you what you wanted. She's your...
Miss White, are you happy?
She's your godmother, you know, like accept it like
I
that.
don't know what am I happy? Will you forgive me, but that's really none of your business.
To have a nappy customer?
All right, Miss White, suit yourself. Going down.
Take it.
Did you find what you were looking for?
I was gonna ask.
And as a matter of fact, I did. Also, as a matter of fact, it was the only thing for sale on that floor. This is scratched. I didn't notice that before. I can't send this to my mother.
Too close.
It's
Too close.
scratched. It's dented too. Look.
Complaints, third floor.
Look at this thing.
Third floor, complaints.
I just explained to Mr. Armbruster here I did not purchase this in the gift department. I was taken up to the 9th floor.
You see, we don't have a 9th floor.
Go with
I
her?
was taken to the 9th floor.
Your receipt?
My receipt.
No.
I gave her a $20 bill and a $5 bill. She gave me this thimble and I... Well, there she is. There's the woman who waited on me, miss.
Oh! Oh, interesting. That Twilight Zone, you know, it's maybe a zone, a floor where these dolls, you know, are alive.
But she's resting now. I think maybe you can go to sleep.
Well, tell her we're closing up now. Tell her to come back tomorrow. We'll get her a replacement of her merchandise or a refund or anything else she wants.
No. Yep, it's late. Come back home. Take your purse. She's gonna move. She's gonna move. They're gonna move. Yes, stairs! Since the beginning, you should have taken stairs, and you didn't take your purse.
Anyone? I need some help. Anyone?
That's a good idea to film her like that. It's making her look like one of the dolls, you know, like... I don't know if dolls is really the good name, the good word for them. Mannequin? Are you saying mannequin? Your purse! It's your purse! They are trying to give it back to you. They are telling you that your little... They are trying to help you. Okay, that was the guy, you know, in the elevator.
Marsha. Marsha.
Marsha.
They're all gonna come to life.
Who do you think you're fooling, Marsha?
Come on, dear. Climb off it.
You remember, Marsha?
Are you one of them? But they talked with you, the manager and all.
Marsha.
Climb off it. Come on, dear. Marsha. 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 Climb off it.
Marsha.
Marsha.
Uh-oh! To the 9th floor! To remember what for me, it's to remember. But she was one of them? I don't know.
You'll forgive an observation, but you're acting like a silly child.
What about her mother, the gold symbol, you know? Oh, that's well done. For them to suddenly move. Good job. It's terrifying as hell.
Remember now? All of us will try and help you. Remember now? Coming back to you?
For me, she was one of them, maybe, and she tried to escape.
It's odd. It's really odd. Suddenly I seem to remember. Coming back now, is it? That's what I am. I'm a mannequin. And it was my turn, your turn, to leave us for a month.
Ah!
But you were due back yesterday and you didn't show up. You know, Marsha, that's very selfish.
That's a privilege.
It was my turn starting last night. I'm one day delayed already. Of course, I'm sorry. I forgot. You're on the outside, everything seems so normal.
You forgot you were a mannequin.
As if we were like the others. Like the outsiders. I'll see you all at once. Take good care of yourself. And you'll all miss me.
Enjoy yourself, Marsha? Was it fun?
Ever so much fun.
That's your purpose. And they're not gonna recognize you, you know, the sailors? Where is she?
Marsha White in her normal and natural state. A wooden lady with a painted face. Takes on the characteristics of someone as normal and as flesh and blood as you and I. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Just how normal are we? A rather good question to ask. Particularly in the Twilight Zone.
Cool! For sure, finishing this episode, I'm thinking, you know, like Toy Story, dolls, puppets, you know, like toys who don't know that they are toys, and some of them, they know that they are toys, and they are moving only when humans are not there. You know, for sure, I have the impression that it could be an inspiration. Toy Story could have been inspired maybe by this episode of the Twilight Zone. Right there it's with mannequins, but maybe, you know, they just put it with toys, like really they are moving only when humans are not looking. One of them didn't know that he was not a toy. One of them thought that he was a real human and all. Right there, Marsha thought that she was really human. She forgot that she was not human. And when she came back into that store, I don't know what happened, you know, like, I understand the fact that they are free to go during 1 month and to live with the outsiders, meaning real humans, people outside of the store, to live like a human being. But at the same time, she was talking about a mother, about making a gift to her mother, so I'm wondering about that. The fact that she should have come back 1 day earlier, so what force, you know, pushed her to come to that store on that day with that fake excuse, because apparently she doesn't have a mother at all. She forgot that she was a mannequin, but she came back. What force pushed her to come back 1 day later on that place with that fake excuse that she thought was real? Do you understand what I mean? But yes, she forgot that she was a mannequin. She went on the 9th floor, which doesn't exist for anyone, which clearly is a place, you know, the floor that they use to put things that they are not using anymore or stuff like that. But you know, the first part of this episode, I was like, maybe it's another story, maybe in fact it's that floor in which you are going, and they are selling you just one stuff, the stuff that you need. They know everything about you, they know what you need, they are giving it to you, and that's it, just accept it. In fact, it's a good floor, it's the place where you are finding everything. It's really like your godmother, in fact, which is welcoming you and giving you what you want, what you need. And she was preoccupied of the fact, are you happy and all, because as a sailor, you know, right there into that place, as the godmother sailor into that place, she needs to be sure that all customers are leaving the place happy, and right there you were not happy, so she was mad about it. You know, for me, at the beginning, that was the story of this episode. And it could have been, like, imagine it, like, it could have worked. But the fact that she's staying after hours, you know, into the store, that no one is paying attention to her, you know, a woman laying right there, you know, sleeping. Like really no security into that store, like nothing. The purse thing, for me, even more, like I had the impression that they were trying to help her because she didn't take her purse, and you know, I blocked on it and I was like, you didn't take it with you. And then we saw that purse, her purse, on another mannequin, so I was like, that's it. They are trying to help you, they are trying to satisfy you. So that answer at the end is functioning also great with everything that we saw. Is clever and interesting. For me, inspired maybe Toy Story or other movies, shows. I don't know, I can't think about any right now. For sure, it's playing, you know, that moment with her being surrounded by dolls, you know, mannequins and all. For sure, it's playing with that fear that maybe you have also, like when you're going to one of these stores and you are seeing, for example, a lot of them naked, you know which one I'm talking about, you know, these white mannequins and all. Like right now in our days, they don't have a face like that, they don't have hair, they don't have really eyes, and it's just forms like that. And these white mannequins and all, when they're all at the same place and all, they can be a little scary. So for me, it was playing, in fact, with that fear. Things which are looking like humans, which are not moving, a lot of them at the same place, and you know, you have that impression that they can suddenly turn alive and attack you or something like that. Okay, it was a cool episode. These two episodes that I watched today, they were cool. They are not my favorite ones, but they were really nice, and I can understand that they were well rated also. Okay, cool. Just the Wikipedia page, can we learn something more about this episode? It's not based on a novel or a radio play like the other one. It had a remake, okay. It was adapted, not that long ago, you know, 2008. It was adapted into a graphic novel, okay, and nothing else. Okay, nothing else about it. It's all for you. So it's all for you and for me for this episode of the Twilight Zone and for this little session for the Twilight Zone. I don't know when I'm gonna see you again for new episodes of the Twilight Zone. Again, it's a project that I have on my channel to react to some episodes, but not regularly, you know, it's really right there when I have the place for it. And if you can be interested to watch other reaction videos for the Twilight Zone, you have my playlist, you know, that I made on my channel, on which you can find all of them as I watch them, you know. And if you want a longer reaction part for all of these videos, you have my Patreon for that. Okay, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Great.